Hello and welcome. My name is Michael Bretthauer, and today I'm going to show you how to use the OBS Studio to stream to Facebook. And we're going to go through a couple of different setups, whether you're streaming a pre-recorded video or you're going to stream a live broadcast and you simply want to be able to switch between your camera, your screen, or multiple different sources. And we'll go over using that, how to use Open Broadcaster software, which is a free open source software. So if you go to obsproject.com, that's where you'll start to download OBS Studio. Now, I've already done that, but you can go ahead and select whichever operating system you're using. And I'm just going to open up, I already have OBS opened up. I'm just going to create that, open that in the second window right here, and you can see it right here. So this is what OBS looks like when you download it. Very similar. This might be a different name. There might be a couple different changes, but a couple of things you need to do first. All right. The very, very first thing you want to do is you can kind of see how this is picking up my audio right here. I want to turn this, I want to mute it, and I'm just going to turn it all the way down. I do not want this always picking up my audio. I only want it to pick up my audio when I choose it to. Okay. Next thing. Is going to be setting up your scenes, okay? So the very first type of scene you might set up is going to be your video scene if you're trying to stream a pre-recorded video. So I'm just going to rename this. You can name this whatever you want, and I'm just going to call this podcast stream, okay? Because you can't hit enter. You got to click off of it. When you click enter, it just goes back to what you had before. So I'm going to rename this podcast stream because I want to stream pre-recorded video of our podcast to Facebook. Okay. Now, once I had my scene, I'm going to have to add sources for this scene. Now, remember, I want you to keep this in mind. You can only have one scene open at a time because we're going to create multiple scenes, and I'll show you what I mean. But first, now that we have our podcast stream, now I want to create a source for this podcast stream. So I'm going to click my plus symbol here at the bottom, and my source for this is going to be a video. So I'm going to click media source. That's what you need to click if you want to stream a video, a pre-recorded video. Okay. So I'm going to call this podcast video because this is what I'm going to stream. Okay. And then it'll bring up this next window once I give it a name. I'm going to select the file that I want to stream. And you can see these settings. It's a local file. I do not want to loop it. Looping it means when it ends, it'll start back over. I do want restart playback when source becomes active. That means whenever I click on this, it'll start from the very beginning. Okay. And then show nothing when playback ends. Okay. And then I'm going to leave this last one blank as well. Okay. I'm going to click OK. Now, a couple of things you might notice is that the video plays immediately and it's too big for the screen. So there's a couple more things we need to do. First, we're going to shrink this down. I'm just going to click it and drag and shrink until it's small enough. And then I'm going to resize it to fit in the window perfectly. Now, your video might not always fit perfectly. You might have like a border in the top and bottom, but you just want to try and make it fit as perfectly as possible. Now, you can see there's no way to stop the video, right? So one thing I like to do is to add a standby screen. Okay, and I like to drag this around. You see I added a new one and I call it standby. And right now there's nothing in there, okay? Now you can also see that whenever I click on this, it starts the video from the beginning. Remember, that was from the settings that I showed you. Restart playback when source becomes active. That means every time I click on it, it'll start from the beginning of the video, okay? Now, for the standby, you can leave it black, but quite honestly, you should put some sort of image. So again, just like I did with podcast stream, I'm gonna go to my source with my standby selected, click the plus symbol, and I'm just gonna add in an image, okay? And I'm gonna call this standby image. I'll go ahead and select it. Okay, and then I'm gonna resize it just like I did with the video. Okay, perfect. So now I have my standby screen that as soon as I do start streaming, this will be the first thing that pops up. Once I see that start streaming, I'll click and I'll show you that as well. So now, once I do start streaming and I see that it's streaming, then I can click on podcast stream, and then my video will stream from the very beginning, if that makes sense, okay? Now, another option you might choose to do is, instead of using a pre-recorded video, you might want to do a live stream, but you want to be able to switch between maybe using your computer screen, maybe between using your camera, or a multitude of different things. And I'll show you how to do that as well. Okay, so this is just the pre-recorded video. If I wanted to do a live stream, I'll do another scene. And I'm just going to call this stream live stream. Okay. Now, like I said, you can only have one open at a time. And when I have this new one open, everything that was streaming right now turns blank. So this is what they'd be seeing when I go back and forth. Like if I'm streaming on the standby and then I click to this, what they see is exactly this. And if I click the live stream, they'll see a black screen. So again, you got to be cognizant of what you're clicking on when you're streaming. Now, for the live stream, we got to add in a couple of different sources, okay? First thing is going to be your audio input. Now, you may or may not be using the built-in microphone, or you may or may not be using an external microphone like I am. So I'm going to go ahead and click mic, and it'll give you your options. I'm going to click the Scarlett. This is the channel, whatever you call it, the device I'm using to power up my mic or whatever you want to call it. And as you can see right here, it's starting to pick up my audio. Now, because I'm using this kind of 2-channel device, it's showing me on the left channel. I'm going to make an adjustment here to my advanced audio properties. I'm going to switch this to mono. And now you can see that now it's picking up my audio, but you can still see there's no video, right? It's just picking up my audio. There's no video. So next, we're going to add the video, right? So camera. And you're about to see me in a second. Once I select the right devices, perfect. Here I am, guys. How's everybody doing? Now, just like I did with the video, I can make this bigger. I can take up the whole screen, or I can make this smaller. So, if you're doing it this way, typically you're not going to use the whole screen like this, just because you can do that with a regular stream. But what you can do is have a little mini screen here, and then I can also share my screen. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to create another source in here, and this one's going to be display capture. Okay, create new. I'm just going to leave it display capture. It's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, and then I have three displays, so I can choose, which one I want to display. I don't want to have too much stuff open on here. I'm just gonna have a blank screen on that. Here we go. So now if I pick a different screen or a different screen, it'll whatever screen I want to have on there. Okay, so let's just say I wanted to share this screen, not that one. Let's say I wanted to share this screen, right? I was like, all right, guys, I'm doing a quick presentation, but I also would like you to see me as well. So I'm going to take my camera, or my display capture, I'm going to drag it underneath my camera, and there I am. Now, I would be streaming a picture-in-picture kind of deal, all right? I'd have my picture right here. I'd also have this picture right here, and I would be able to, how would I do this? I could call this, let's see, rename. If I wanted to do different screens, I can do left screen, right? And then if I wanted to add another one in here, right screen. And this one will just be the other one, right? So now I have the option of turning these on and off on what I want you to see. So if we're going from screen to screen and I'm moving from screen to screen, and instead of having me drag things in and out, or maybe I'm doing separate things, this is how I would adjust, what people see if I'm trying to do multiple things on a single broadcast, if that makes sense. If I want to stream a video and I want to turn myself on and off and I want to chime back in, or maybe I am showing something and I want to mute myself, as you can see right there. These are the different options, okay? So now that you see, these are the different ways to set up the actual, what you're going to stream. So the next step is to then set up the stream itself, to stream it to Facebook. So here's how we're going to do that, okay? I have this bookmarked. Oops, not that one, my bad. I have this one bookmarked. It's facebook.com/live/create. Before you're able to start streaming, okay, you're going to create live stream. All right, and then you're going to select the page on what you want to and which you want to stream on. So if it's your home page, that's kind of what already pops up. If you want to go to a separate page, you'll click on a page you want to manage, and then you'll select that page. If you want to go to a group, again, same thing. You go to a group, and you go from there. Or if you want to create a live event, you can do that as well. But that you select how you want to share it first, okay? Now, once you select, I'm just going to click a page. I'm going to make it a little, because this is how I normally do it. Page, and then to this. I'm probably going to have to blur some of this information out, but you'll get your stream key right here, which you can copy, okay? And then once you get your stream key and you type in all the information, so here is where I would type what I am going to broadcast, live stream about. Okay, I'm going to grab my stream key right here. I'm going to go over here to back to my OBS under settings, and I'm going to go to stream, and I'm going to make sure that under service I have Facebook Live selected, because it has a bunch of different ones you can stream to. Okay, and then I'm going to drop in my stream key, click OK. Now, once I click start streaming, you can see this little thing turns green. It's letting me know that it's streaming. You'll give it a second. Now it'll show you on the left-hand side what I'm about to start streaming. Now, I'm not live as of yet. As soon as I click this go live button, I will be live. But it's showing you, just giving you a quick preview of what's going on. So again, if I change this, you'll see what people see. There is a little bit of a delay, and it makes it hard when you're talking, but there's a little bit of a delay, but you can see then it switches to this, okay? Or, if I want to take them from the standby, when I start the stream, which is what I normally do, I'll have it on the standby like this, right? We'll begin soon. I will click the go live. As soon as it tells me it's live, I will then click to the next scene, whichever I'm trying to do, okay? And then that's how you use OBS to broadcast. Now, the final thing you want to do, you want to make sure you do this. This is very important. Before you click the stop streaming button, after you click the go live, this will turn red, and it'll then populate to end stream or end live broadcast. I forget the exact terminology. You'll want to click the end broadcast or end stream within Facebook before you click stop streaming in OBS. If you do it the other way around, every once in a while, Facebook's a little quirky about it, but your broadcast won't save properly and people will not be able to go and watch the replay of that video. So I hope that's been helpful as far as setting OBS up, installing OBS, setting up with a quick broadcast, and then using that for a Facebook live stream, whether you're using a pre-recorded video or doing your own live stream broadcast.